Hi, everyone, and happy Sunday, and welcome back. And also, welcome to your second week of our grade 9 e learning Intro to Business course. So, this is our first full week of school together, and our second week of really trying to get familiar with the e learning online process. I think we worked really hard last week to get connected. I know that there were some glitches for some students who were entering the course in a little bit later in the week. But I think by now you should know sort of what to expect and that you would have listened to the two instructional videos last week that would have oriented you to the course. So at this point, you know that every Sunday at 8 o'clock, I make a lesson just like this, a video lesson. And it is mandatory that you listen to these lessons because honestly, this is where you're going to get all the information you need to be successful for your week in e-learning. You also know that every Sunday I post an agenda. So you have all the work for the week ahead of time, which is really nice. And you know that everything that we do during that week is due the following Monday at 8 a.m. So you have the whole week to work on the content from this week. In a lot of your responses last week, I noticed that many of you had the goal of trying to get your work done in advance of that deadline so that you can focus on your other classes and relax a little bit. I think this is a really great strategy. What you don't want to do is, ignore your online learning course and think you can get everything done on the weekend because work is going to start to pile up. And you'll notice that this week as we introduce some assignments. Okay. So, with that being said, each student in e-learning has a period that is designated in their schedule for their e-learning course. My recommendation is always to go find a quiet space in the school, and if your period 2 class is what's designated for this class, go and do your work for this class during that period on that day so you get it done. A lot of the time, the work that I assign you for that day won't take you the full 75-minute period. So you can get it done in a half an hour, and then you know that you're done the work for that day and you don't fall behind. And then you can do really well in this class. Okay? So, with that being said, we're going to jump right into what we're going to be doing this week in this class. Okay. And again, this agenda you can find on the top of our activity feed in our Brightspace classroom. So, as I mentioned last week, I really strongly recommend that you do bookmark this page. All you have to do is click this little star and it will bookmark it so that you've got your courses right in front of you. Okay. And you want to go into your Brightspace classroom for e learning every single day. You want to make that a habit. Okay. And then every week, I'll post the sort of weekly breakdown, and then you'll have the weekly agenda as well as the video for the week. Okay. And obviously, you're listening to the video now, so you know that. So here's our week 2 of our course. This is what we have to do this week, September 11th to the 15th. All right. And I've broken it down one day at a time. Okay. So I'm going to go through each day now. And again, the way that you can organize it, I would recommend is you on Monday, assuming that it's Monday today for you, you go on your period 2 or whatever period you have designated for this class, and you get the work done for that period, for that day in that period. Okay. So for Monday, September 11th, you are doing a class discussion assignment. Okay. So this is a great way of getting to know the students in your e-learning classroom, obviously behind a screen. Okay, so we will have discussion posts in this class quite often. And the reason for that is because it is a business classroom and we want to work on our communication. And the only way that we can do that in an e-learning classroom is really to do things like discussion posts. Okay, so this is your first discussion post. It's really easy to answer the questions, but often the questions that I will ask you will relate to the curriculum that I'm teaching you. So discussion posts are really important to your learning. You don't want to miss out on doing them because sometimes, let's say, I'll have you watch a video and then reflect on that. And then that video will actually appear on your unit test. And if you didn't do the work in your discussion post, then you're not going to know what to do on your unit test. Okay? So with that being said, discussion posts are really important. To access your discussion posts, you go into our Brightspace classroom and you click on communication. You click discussions. It will open you up to the discussion forum. Right here, we have our Unit 1 discussions and our very first discussion post, which is introductions. This is your first discussion post assignment. I will be marking discussion posts. They are communication marks, okay? And like I said, they're important. You can reply or create a written response for your discussion posts, or you can create a video. The choice is up to you. I don't care either way. It's whatever makes you feel most comfortable, okay? In your discussion posts, I also expect that you will always ask a question of your peers that relates to the content that you're talking about. Okay. And then you're going to, after you're done your discussion post, you're expected to go back in and read the comments and the questions that your peers have asked of you. And you're then expected to reply to at least one peer question. So let's say for this discussion post, you ask your friends or in this class, what did you do this summer that was awesome? Okay. That's an example of a question you could ask the students of this class after this discussion post. Once you post your own discussion, you're going to then go back in and read and reply to at least one peer question. Okay, this is going to stimulate, again, classroom sort of community building, as well as it helps you to work on your communication skills. Okay, so for this discussion, you are going to answer the following questions. What is your name? What are some of your passions, hobbies, and interests? What do you do to relax and unwind? And what do you think is the biggest obstacle to success in an e-learning course? And what do you plan to achieve success in this space? And then don't forget to ask a question of your classmates related to this stuff. It can be really anything to get to know your fellow classmates. And then read and respond to at least one peer post. To create a discussion post, all you have to do is click on this discussion post one button here, and then you're going to create a thread, start a new thread, and it will automatically open up where you can create a title and then answer your discussion post, okay? And then that's it. So that's how you do a discussion post in this classroom. And that is what you're assigned to do on Monday. A lot of students will do their discussion post on the Monday, and then maybe they'll go back and they'll read and reply to peer comments later in the week. You just don't want to forget to do that because, again, it is worth marks. Okay? All right. On Tuesday, we are doing a little lesson on plagiarism. Okay. Obviously, plagiarism is cheating and copying somebody else's work, but it can also look a lot different. Cheating and plagiarism can be something like using something you did before from a previous year and then using that again. And a lot of students don't recognize that that is another form of plagiarism. So we're going to learn a little bit about that. And in this class, when I have lessons, often what happens is I will attach what I call a slide deck. Okay, and so you'll see this slide deck here. It's linked right into this document. The lesson is called Interrupting Plagiarism. So you're just going to click on this and it's going to take you into a slide deck. Okay, and this slide deck is going to be all the information that you need in order to understand what plagiarism is in this example, but you'll have other lessons like this in the future, okay? In this class, we don't do a lot of lessons that require you to kind of go through the content in this way. Often we have more assignment-based learning, but this will happen periodically and you're responsible for knowing the content, okay? So in this lesson, we talk about different types of cheating, why students cheat, examples of plagiarism, and then some videos as well. So this is a page here that talks about the different types of plagiarism. So there's 10 different types. A video as well that I expect you to watch, please. All right, there's a link in there directly to the video. The question, why do people cheat and who does cheating hurt? So I want you to think about that. And then if you look at the, sorry, I'm just trying to click out of this and I don't know how. This way, yeah. If you look in the notes comments here, I actually have written a few things down to help you understand certain facets, okay? Who does cheating hurt? I've given you a bunch of information here. And then another video on what happens when you take shortcuts in your work, and then a link to our assignment, okay? So with that being said, my expectation is that you go through this slide deck, you take some notes, you listen to the videos so that you really understand what cheating is. That's going to help you with our assignment for this week, okay? Now, your assignment is linked in the weekly calendar, but you can also locate the assignment in Dropbox. Actually, I'm going to write that here. Fix that as I go. So in our Brightspace classroom, again, if you go into assessments and you click Dropbox, okay, it's going to take you to where you actually submit your assignments, okay? And this is where you'll be submitting your assignments throughout this course, and also where you're going to be accessing your marks for the assignments that you submit. And again, a lot of this is just a learning curve. You're going to kind of figure it out as you go, and this is kind of a practice assignment for that. So to access the assignment, you can click on this button here. Okay, you're going to do something different than what I do because I'm in my teacher mode here. And then you'll kind of see, okay, it's out of 20 marks. Here's the rubric. If you want to see the rubric, it's attached. Okay. You're going to review that lesson that I've already showed you. Listen to this video, which explains what to do. And then you're going to complete the plagiarism assignment. I've also outlined here how you're going to go about actually submitting the assignment. And I'll show you this again in the actual document. So you're going to open up the assignment. You're going to go through the lesson, which I showed you. In order to submit your assignment, you have to follow a series of steps. Okay, this is practice. So a lot of you have never submitted an assignment through Brightspace before. So we're just going to go through the motions. And if you have questions, again, just email me. Okay. So you're going to start by creating a Google document. You're going to create a Google document through your Drive. Okay. So we all have access to Google Drive. Again, in order to access Google Drive, all you need to do is log into your Halton District School Board account, and you click on this waffle here, and it's going to take you to a pop-up that allows you to click in and click on this button here, Drive. Okay, so here we go. I'm going into my Drive. In order to create a document, you just click on New. My internet is a little slow, but this is the idea. And then you click Google Document. You're going to open up the Google document, and this is where you're going to complete your assignment. So this assignment is called plagiarism, so I'm going to title it. Oops. And I'm sure most of you have used Google Docs before, but just in case you haven't. And again, my internet has decided to take forever. But this is where you would title your document, okay? So plagiarism assignment. Okay, and you're going to complete your assignment here. Now, one of the steps to submitting is you're going to provide me, your teacher, with editing privileges by sharing your document with me. How to share your document? You click on Share. You type in my email address, like so, and you give me editing privileges. You do not need to notify me, okay? Because I would otherwise have a million emails a day. So unclick the notify me option and click share. Okay. And that's going to share this assignment with me. And you've already completed that step properly. Then you're going to prepare your assignment. And when you're done preparing the assignment, you're going to submit your assignment into Dropbox. In Dropbox, there will be a series of prompts. Okay. So yours is going to look different than mine, but it will actually take you through steps as to how to submit. When you submit your assignment, you're going to copy the link of your document and you're going to submit it as a text file. You can also upload your document, but you must copy this link like so, Control C, and submit that as your text file. If you're having any problems figuring out how to submit your document, this is your first time doing it in this class, and every teacher has a different way of liking how they submit documents, and you're having trouble with the steps, again, I'm available to help you. I can actually go into your own Dropbox and create a video to show you how to do it, or we can meet in a Google Meet. Just let me know, okay? Absolutely no problem. And then, of course, your actual plagiarism assignment asks some questions. So for this assignment, you're going to review the content from the lesson as we know. You're going to take a following quiz that's linked here on plagiarism and see how much you understand about plagiarism and document your results. Then you're going to reflect on your results. What were they? What have you learned about plagiarism that you didn't know or think about before from the lesson? Okay. For this class, we will periodically need to cite research. Okay. Have you ever used citations before when you were in middle school? Why are citations important to learn? And then the last question has you reflecting again. Have you ever cheated before? You can be honest with me. Do you know someone who has? How have these experiences shaped you? Okay, so again, this is your first opportunity to really write to me. So you want to put your best effort forward, and it is being marked. So again, just do the best that you can. If you have any questions about that assignment, you just let me know. Okay, so that's Tuesday's class, all right? I really recommend that you work on both of those, Monday and Tuesday, that you don't leave things to the end of the week. On Wednesday, I left the period to be working on both of those assignments. I do recommend you try to get the plagiarism assignment done and submit to Dropbox by Wednesday. The other thing is, if you're not sure if you submit your document properly, you can email me and I can let you know whether or not you did, okay? And then Thursday, the last activity for the week is you are going to send me an email. Okay, this is called a badge activity. Now, in this class, we have a number of badge activities. These are activities where if you do the work well, you get 100%, and you get a mark out of however many badges we do each midterm. So if we did 10 badges each midterm and you got 100% on all 10 badges, you would get 100% for that mark on your midterms. Okay, so they're really easy to do well on. You just need to do them and do them well to make sure you fulfill the obligations of the assignment. So for your task, you are going to send me an email and you are going to write a professional email to me and tell me how your first few weeks of school have been going, something that you're looking forward to this weekend, and one thing that you enjoy in your life. And this can be anything, a hobby, food, book, etc. All right, be sure to write in proper professional format. So make sure you start your email with a salutation like, hey, or dear Miss Thompson, or Miss Thompson, or hello, Miss Thompson. And make sure you end the email by, thanking me for my time or wishing me a good weekend, and write sincerely your name. Okay, we want to practice this great professional communication now that we're high school students, because again, this is something that's going to come into play rather quickly in your lives as you continue to work with educators, mentors, coaches, and future employers as well. And then on Friday, you're going to be working on all of those things. Okay, so there are 3 different assignments that you have to do each day, this week, sorry. So the first is the discussion post, right? So you're going to create your discussion response. You're going to ask a question of your peers and reply to at least one peer question. You're going to review the plagiarism slideshow, understand what plagiarism is, watch the videos, and then you're going to work on the plagiarism assignment. You're going to create that assignment in Google Documents, and you're going to submit it in Dropbox. You're going to double check with me if you're not sure what you're doing, and you're going to double check if you've submitted properly if you're worried about that. And then you're going to write me an email, okay, following the proper process here. These 3 things need to be done by next Monday, September 18th at 8 a.m. Okay? You have the whole week to complete these things. I strongly recommend you get them done on the day they are assigned so that you can stay on top of things. And don't forget, you have to do your attendance activity on the day it is assigned. So your attendance activity for September 11th has to be done. This Google form has to be done on September 11th if you want to be marked as present to class on September 11th. Okay, so I make them really easy. On Monday, you're going to write your first name, last time, and name, and tell me one thing you enjoyed this weekend and submit. That allows you to be marked as present to Monday's class. So do make sure you are completing your attendance activities on the day they are assigned this week. And that's it for the week, okay? So again, typically these instructional videos will always come at you Sunday at 8 p.m. You can watch them on a Monday morning in your class or like your designated e-learning class. And it gives you all the information you need to be successful for the week ahead. If we have a big project or a test or something like that, I'll sometimes do a second lesson or instructional video. And then if you email me and you're having trouble with something, I sometimes will create instructional videos just for you. Okay, but these instructional videos are really important to watch. I know that they're long, but it's the entire lesson for the entire week, and it avoids sitting in a classroom listening to your teacher 5 times in a week. You just have to listen to me once. It's really important that you're not scrolling on your phone during these videos, because this is where you get to know what you need to do. Okay? As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out over email, or we can always arrange a Google Meet. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you online.